I got to ask the interesting what if question. If you switch Jimmy Johnson's 90s runs with the Cowboys with Tom Landry's 70s runs, what would have happened? Who would have thrived? Pardon me, who would have thrived? I'm going to say Landry in a blowout. And now Jimmy Johnson was successful with Dallas and they won a couple rings, and you could say that Barry Switzer got his other ring. However, Tom Landry was a groundbreaking coach from his days as a New York Giants assistant to his days coming to the Cowboys. Head to toe, Landry had it going on, and of course, with his hats and his style. Roger Staubach was better than Troy Aikman to me. I don't know if Jimmy Johnson could have done much more than what Landry did with the Cowboys. It just lost to a better Pittsburgh team, but it really wasn't. It was close. It's a couple big plays in both those games. It's the only reason why Landry lost those two Super Bowls to Pittsburgh, if you think about it. But he had the squad. I mean, and Tony Dorsett was incredible. I don't know what Jimmy Johnson could have done with Tony Dorsett. He never had an elusive back that was like that. I don't know how he would have utilized Drew Pearson. The Doomsday defense was pretty special. I don't know. It's very telling. But I know if Tom Landry gets Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, and that defense, especially when they had Charles Haley and they had Darren Woodson and they had Deion Sanders, I don't see no fall off. And that offensive line. You got to remember that Landry had incredible cadence. He identified Dallas. That's back when you had identity of your own. And they definitely had identity on. Now, that's to Jimmy Johnson's credit. They had identity on too. But I just think Landry did it at a higher caliber. I think that with, when you put everything in perspective, I think he would have been, been on point. Now, would Jimmy Johnson have been able to deal with Tex Scram and Gil Brand and them and how the Cowboys regime was then? It's been interesting. Could you imagine Tom Landry having to deal with Jerry Jones? So it does loan itself to some what ifs if you were to switch them both, how they would have fared in these situations. Of course, the Cowboys did go to 5 Super Bowls. They spanked Miami and they beat Denver to win their 2 in the 70s. They lost to Pittsburgh twice. And it lost to the Colts too. Chuck Howley was the first NFL player on a losing team to win the Super Bowl MVP. So the year after Jerry West. Those things happened in 69 and 70. You never hear about or see that again this day and time. But anyway, interestingly, how might that have worked if you were to flip Jimmy Johnson philosophy with Tom Landry? There was some similarities, both disciplinaries and both obviously, with their superstar players. But Tom Landry was with Dallas forever and a day. Jimmy Johnson got burned out. Would that have happened to Tom Landry with Jerry Jones? That's an interesting question. How successful would he have been, and would he have burnt out having to deal with Jerry Jones? Because Jerry Jones doesn't tend to carry too many coaches past 10 years. That's one of his trademarks. There's a limited time, especially when coaches have won. They didn't sit there forever like Jimmy Johnson and Barry Switzer. So, well, how would it have been if you'd have switched them? They were ran completely different. The 70s era was unheard of. You had megalomaniac owners, i.e. Al Davis and Lamar Hunt and Ralph Wilson, who had some ego. They all had ego. But nothing like the Jerry Jones situation, which has the wheels then kept on coming off. But anyway, tell me what you think. Who do you think would have been more successful if they switched? Could they have dealt with ownership and the players and the ego and everything and all the stuff that goes along with it? Put them back and switch them. Who do you think? I think Tom Landry comes out ahead. But I don't know if he could have tolerated Jerry Jones for long. But he would have been just as successful, if not more. He knew how to win. I think a little bit more than Jimmy Johnson, because Jimmy Johnson going to Miami, certain styles didn't really work. Please like, subscribe, work on thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share if you like. Hit that membership. Because when you do request videos like this, I bring truth. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay real, stay woke, stay free. I'm on one time. Peace.